The next example highlights the importance of opening brackets before proceeding to solve ordinary algebraic equation. When the unknown which you want to solve for is inside a bracket, it is just compulsory that the bracket is opened before you proceed. Let us use the following example to learn how to open bracket in the process of solving ordinary algebraic equation. This example says 4 bracket 2x minus 1 is equal to 36. Let's see how to go about it. The example on the board, that is example number F, is meant to teach us how to open brackets. That is how to clear an obstacle which appears in form of a bracket in an equation. Watch this equation, please. 4 bracket 2x minus 1 is equal to 36. We want to use this to learn how to open brackets. So we now want to practice opening brackets when solving equations. In this equation, the major obstacle, as we see it, is that the variable is a part of a bracket. We are looking for a way to solve for that variable x, and that variable x appears as a part of a bracket. You cannot take any further action or any action on this x except the bracket inside which this x is found is cleared or opened. So this bracket has to go away so that we are free mathematically to treat this x. But until that happens, we can't reach this x. That can be proven mathematically using some experiments. Okay, so we now know that the major obstacle is that the x which we're solving for is a part of the bracket. So how do we open this bracket for us to treat x until x becomes alone, when it gets to be alone, to possess all those qualities it should possess? To open a bracket, there is just one thing you have to bear in mind. What is it? Whenever the coefficient of a bracket is equal to 1, then the bracket is as good as opened. Whenever a bracket has 1 as its coefficient, irrespective of the contents of the bracket is considered open. Therefore, 4 is the coefficient of this bracket which we are seeing here. Something has to happen to make this coefficient become 1. There are 2 ways of doing that. Don't forget that when I say that there is a way of doing something, that thing has been tested. It was tested and it was discovered that there are 2 ways of making the coefficient of a bracket become 1. The first one is to divide both sides of that equation by the coefficient. To divide both sides of the equation by the coefficient. 4 is the coefficient. Therefore, to apply this direction, what we do is to divide this left-hand side by 4 and divide this right-hand side by 4. What do we have? When this 4 divides 4 bracket 2x minus 1, will the answer become 2x minus 1? Is 2x minus 1 what we get out of this expression? If we cannot tell whether it is correct that what we get out of this expression is 2x minus 1, then there is something you did not learn earlier. You did not learn about associative law in a topic known as arithmetic laws. go back to it again and learn about associative law. While you learn associative law, remember that any number in a bracket also is considered one number. We also learned that one earlier. So we regard this 2x minus 1 as one number because it multiplies 4. I don't think this is avenue to make us tell more or learn more about that. Please go back to arithmetic laws and you now understand why the whole of this will produce 2x minus 1. And then 36 over 4 is equal to what? 9. Therefore, out of this expression, we now have 2x minus 1. Even if I put a bracket here to enclose 2x minus 1, as long as nothing comes before that bracket except 1, which is hidden most of the time, that bracket is considered open. And so it is open here. 2x minus 1 is equal to 9 is the result of this operation we carried out on both sides of this equation. That is the first alternative. Second one, I mean a second method of clearing bracket is to use that coefficient to multiply the contents of the bracket one after the other, according to what we learned in arithmetic laws. Don't forget distributive law. If you don't know why this 4 should multiply to x and minus 1, please go back to distributive laws under the topic arithmetic law. You will come back and appreciate why, after doing this, we got 8x minus 4. That is after opening the bracket in left-hand side here. We got 8x minus 4. How? 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times minus 1 is minus 4. Then, in this case, I open the bracket in left-hand side. Opening bracket does not change the value of any side of an equation. Therefore, if you open bracket one side of equation, you will not open bracket on the other side if it is not needed there. So it is not compulsory that after we open bracket in left-hand side here now, that the same thing must happen to right-hand side. Just watch and see that 36 is the only number we find on right-hand side. There is no need to open bracket there because there is no bracket on right-hand side. So only left-hand side has a bracket to be opened. Therefore, again, 4 times 2x is 8x. 4 times minus 1 is minus 4. Then is equal to what? 36. This way, the bracket in left-hand side has been opened. Even if I enclose 8x minus 4 in a bracket, as long as there is nothing coming before it except 1, which is hidden, the bracket is again considered opened as it appears here. 8x minus 4 is equal to 36. So applying both methods will lead us to this result or this result. And if we collect like terms in this first one, which is 2x minus 1 is equal to 9, we have 2x is equal to 10. I hope we know how it happened. 2x is already collected. 2x has no like term, and so it is brought to be here. Minus 1 and 9 are like terms, and minus 1 was just taken to meet 9, and the sign changed to plus 1 to give us 9 plus 1, that is 10 here. I hope you are following what is happening here. Therefore, giving rise to 2x is equal to 10. Next, what about this 8x minus 4 is equal to 36? You see, the same thing happened here. 8x doesn't have a like term, so it is brought forward like the other 2x in the former equation. And now, minus 4 and 36 are like terms. What did I do here? This minus 4 had to cross this equality sign to be collected with this 36 here. 36 plus 4, because this minus 4 now turns to plus 4 when it crosses here. Don't forget what we learned a short while ago. The easiest alternative method of collecting like terms is transfer and change of sign. Don't forget that. That is what I applied here. So 36 plus 4 is equal to 40, giving rise to 8x is equal to 40. Please, if you solve this 2x is equal to 10 and solve 8x is equal to 40 by using the skill you learned in converting by making a variable's coefficients become 1, you discover that the answer you get in both of them will equal to the same thing. What is that? 5. 2x is equal to 10. If you solve it, the answer is 5. 8x is equal to 40. If you solve it, the answer is still equal to 5. So either way, this or this will solve in opening brackets. Please check out for some questions. The question says, using any of the appropriate methods, open the brackets in the following equations, solving if need be, which means you open the bracket first to be sure that you know how to open a bracket, and if you think you should go further, you can proceed to solve. You can proceed to solving the equation to get the solution to the equation. Now, the first one says, that's number A, 3 bracket x minus 4 is equal to 9. Then number B says 8 bracket 7 minus 2x is equal to 24. The number C says 4 bracket 3x minus 1 is equal to 8 bracket x plus 2. The number D says 5 bracket 7x minus 1 minus 2x is equal to 15 bracket x plus 1. And then the last one, that's number E, says 9 bracket x minus 7 then plus 3 is equal to 2 bracket x plus 5. In my example, I did not use equation that has 2 brackets on both sides of the equation. But here I have about 3 questions. Those questions are questions C to D that contain brackets on both sides of the equations. Does it mean that these ones will be more difficult? They will not be more difficult. They will only take more time. If taking more time is what you call difficult, so be it. But just bear it in mind that the same procedure of opening bracket applies to both sides. Most of the time, it is easier and better to open the bracket by using the coefficient of the bracket to multiply the contents of the bracket one after the other if the other one fails. For instance, in number C, D, and E, we can't apply the method of dividing both sides by the coefficients because this time around we have 2 brackets. So the better thing is to apply the second method or alternative method of opening the bracket by using this coefficient 4 to open this bracket and using 8 to open this bracket, and then using 5 to open this bracket and 15 to open this bracket, 9 to open this one and 2 to open this one. It will be required that after opening the brackets, you will collect like terms if you insist on solving the equation to the final point.